Never take a L no more. Never take a damn thing slow. All I know is chase this dog and get money. Never gonna take no loss. Never gonna lose my sauce. All I know is chase this and get money. Get money.
All right, what's up, everybody? This is Dog Awful Betting, and we're back with a podcast this week. I'm here with Parlay Puffin from the Show Me State. I'm Vegas Night. I'm here in Las Vegas. I'm at the Silverton Casino Sportsbook. Really nice sportsbook off the Strip. It's operated by Circa. Yeah. So, anything crazy to start off the podcast before we get into anything?
No, just it was a horrible weekend of betting for us.
Yeah.
Individually is what, at least for me. A lot of some more upsets that it was some crazy games, man. It was nuts.
Yeah, I did a crazy 10-team round robin Saturday in college and sucked.
Yeah.
Spent $58 on the total round robin and I won $4. It was not good.
No, that's not good.
But yeah, if you're watching us, give us a like, follow, share. We are on Facebook and X at Dog Awful Betting. We appreciate it. Leave us a comment if you want to comment on something. Let's try to get our following up, and maybe we'll try to do some Facebook live feeds once we get to that point. That'd be kind of fun to do some recaps with Facebook Live if we get to that point. But all right, let's talk about the stuff that's trending after week 2 and before we get into week 3. So let's talk about a couple quick things before we get into a couple of the games. Tua obviously went down Thursday. Concussion. They put him on IR today. I saw that. I don't know if I really have an opinion on it because it's his decision if he wants to continue to play, but I think he's been concussed enough. Like, dude, you're damaged goods. Like, call it a career. I don't know. He doesn't seem like a real sociable guy. I don't know if he'd make a good analyst, but call it a career, man. Go live your life. You got your money. I think there was some type of injury clause in his contract where he still gets a certain amount.
Oh, I'm sure.
I read that somewhere. But I don't know. What's your take on it?
I mean, I'm kind of with you. You hate to see it, but I think, what is this, the third that we know of that he's had,
fifth.
right?
I heard 5th.
Did that include college then, or is that pro?
I don't know. I think I remember hearing 5. But
okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of like you are. It's hard to tell a guy he can't play, but hopefully he has some people in his family and in his life that, can talk some sense, because that's some serious. I mean, that's different than breaking your leg and trying to come back. I mean, when your brain gets rattled like that on numerous occasions, at some point, like you said, you just gotta just think.
Some of his concussions that happened, he was just getting sacked and thrown to the ground, and that's going to happen again.
Yeah,
as far as getting sacked and thrown to the ground, so
right.
I feel like he's susceptible to concussions at this point in his career because I guess because he's had so many, or maybe there's something, with his genetics or something that causes him to have concussions more than other people. Because there's players that get hit all the freaking time in the head and they don't get concussions.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you're fragile. Damaged goods probably isn't the way to go about it, but it is what it is. Like why? I get it if you want to keep playing, but another big hit, you're going to be out again, probably.
Yeah. Well, and it's a business for the Dolphins too. I mean, they've got to figure out what they're going to do.
I mean, they're not going to be able to depend on him to be out there come playoff time if he can't make it through a season. It's tough. It's a tough situation.
It is. I feel bad for the guy.
But I don't know. Skylar Thompson, he came in at the end of that game and
it's horrible.
But given the circumstances, he obviously might. I mean, obviously, McDaniel is going to say what he's going to say because he's the head coach. You want to keep your team going, but it'd be interesting to see how they scheme around Thompson. Well, but the running backs are banged up too.
Mhm.
A-
Mostert's out. Yeah,
Mostert's out. Achin was questionable, but he looked all right Thursday
he looked
night.
good. He looked good.
I don't know. They're because they have a team. They have a decent team to at least
Oh
compete.
yeah, yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see what they do if they make a trade potentially for a quarterback. I don't know if they would do that. Obviously just they're waiting on to see what Tua's going to do.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know. All right, let's get into the other big quarterback news. Number one quarterback drafted, Bryce Young, is benched because he has been awful. Now, I've heard kind of different ways on this. Is like, it's not just Bryce Young, it's the offensive line, the team sucks, blah, blah, blah. Well, Dalton's going to come in. Let's see how they react to Dalton as quarterback. If Dalton is a little bit more successful, then can we blame the O line or is it Bryce Young?
I think it's 100% everybody around Bryce Young. And I say that because Sam Darnold did not have success there. Look what he's doing with Minnesota. Baker had no success there. Look what he's doing in Tampa right now. I think Bryce Young was a. I'm not. I don't think he was the best quarterback by any means, but he's not. He wasn't trash. I mean, he was a good quarterback. I mean, Carolina had DJ Moore and they traded him. I mean, his best weapon is an 80-year-old Adam Thielen. Like, what are we? I don't know what anybody expected Bryce Young to do. He's on his third coordinator. What is it? Second head coach. I just think that the Carolina organization is a complete pile of mess. And while Bryce Young hasn't been good, I don't know how anybody would expect him to be good given the situation that he's in. I mean, the guy's had no chance since he's come in the league. You get rid of Christian McCaffrey, you get rid of all these guys that could help him, and now they want to blame him because of poor decisions. I don't know. I think he's a part of the problem. I don't think he is the problem, though. I think he's a part of a very big problem, which is an organizational failure.
I mean, I see what you're saying. Yes, the whole team is awful. I get what you're saying, but I feel like he should be better than what he is because he was the number one guy. Like, I don't think he should have been number one anyway, but like they took him number one because I'm trying to look up his
Well,
stats. I'm trying to look up
they
his
took him
stats.
number one because the owner wanted him to go number one. I believe we had this conversation on a previous podcast. The head, I want to say, was Frank Wright there when he was drafted? Was that his head coach when they drafted him?
I don't know.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. The GM and the head coach wanted CJ Stroud, and the owner, David Tepper, overruled them by all sources. So, I mean, I think the head coach and the GM knew he wasn't the best quarterback, but the owner wanted him, so that's what he got. I don't know. I have a hard time blaming a guy that has really no support, I guess is the best way to put it.
Did he run a lot in college?
I mean, I think he ran. I don't think he was a running quarterback. I think he ran when he had to run, if that makes sense.
Because I mean, I'm looking at his stats. He's only ran 5 times all in the first 2 games. I feel like
he's not like a Cam Newton in college. He's not that. I don't think he was ever that.
I'm just looking at his stats, and they're not great, but is that all on the offensive line, or is that him just not being very good?
I mean, like I said, I think it's a combination of a lot of things. I think he's a part of the problem. I don't think he is the sole reason, and I think him getting benched is kind of a coward's way out for the people that made the decisions to put what they have around him. I don't know. I mean, they're a terrible football team. It's not just Bryce Young. They're awful.
Yeah.
I mean, they traded their best defensive player. What are you like? What are you doing?
Yeah, like I said, I'm interested to see how the team reacts to Dalton under center. Um, Obviously, he's a proven starter. He's been a viable backup now for the last few years. Just interested to see how, because I mean, even when you had Baker and Darnold, like they didn't have what Dalton brings. You know what I'm saying? That
No,
veteran
that's true. Yeah,
leadership, the proven starter. Like, so I'm just curious how that works out. I'm not saying they're going to be a whole turnaround, 180-degree difference better, but uh, I don't know. I just think that's a weird situation.
yeah, it's doesn't make any sense, really. But
All right, let's get into last night's big game, Monday Night Football. So the question is, did the Eagles blow it or did the Falcons win it? What's your take on this one?
I think kind of an easy way out, but I think it was kind of a combination. I think the Falcons took advantage of an opportunity they were given, drove down the field, scored, everything good. But I can't, for the life of me, I've been thinking about it all day, trying to figure this out. I do not understand what Nick Sirianni was doing in that situation. Like, I totally understand you want to go for it and put the nail in the coffin, pass it. You know, Barkley should have caught the ball. But in my opinion, if you're going to do that on third down, why would you not go for it on fourth? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you
Yeah,
already thought, okay, on fourth down, I'm kicking the field goal, then why the hell aren't you running the ball?
yeah.
So I think that was a total blunder by whoever on that staff makes those decisions because I just don't understand why. I mean, yeah, he should have caught the ball, but there's a 50-50 chance they, that they're going to
Right.
drop it when the clock stops. And if that's the case, then just go for it on fourth and have them pin deep instead of kicking the field goal, letting them bring it out to the 30, and then they can go down, drive, and win the football game. So I think Atlanta definitely took advantage of the situation they were given, and props to them for it. But that was a totally blasphemous coaching play that I don't have any idea what he was thinking and what.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch it. I was listening to it on the radio in the car, most of it anyway. So I'm not real sure how it all played out as far as actually visually watching it.
Yeah,
But I think any team that anytime you can march down the field and score a touchdown to win the game, you win it. I don't. The other team didn't blow it. They're still trying to play defense.
yeah,
Where could the Eagles obviously made some plays to make it to win it? Yes, but it comes down to they pay Kirk Cousins that amount of money to do what he just did. That's why he got the contract he got. Um,
absolutely.
this is why people think the Falcons are going to be better this year than what their Week 1 performance was anyway. So I lean towards Falcons won it. Like there's going to be games in the NFL that are dicey up until the win. You have to throw the ball down you have to get down the field. You have to score that touchdown. You have to kick that field goal for the win. It's hard to say a team's going to blow it. Um, Unless you're the Atlanta Falcons from when they played the
28-3.
Patriots. Yeah. That's a
Yeah,
that's a that's a
that's
blow
a that's a
job.
yeah,
That's a blow job.
yeah, big time, big
But yeah, for me, yeah, Falcons won it.
yeah.
All right, let's move on. Let's get to the Saints, man. They are a juggernaut this year out of the
Man,
first two games. They lead the entire league in scoring at 91 points, I believe, points
something like
scored.
that.
And then they lead in differential as well at plus 62.
Crazy.
Derek Carr is throwing for 76%. He's got 5 touchdowns. Kamara's got almost 300 yards of total offensive yards, total yards, and 5 TDs as well. I actually think they complement each other very well
Mhm.
for what they do. They look really good. Defense looks solid. They're probably not I don't think they're a top 5 defense, but they're doing what they have to do
They always
with
are.
the offense that they got. Um, are they the best team in the NFC? That's my question to you. Based on what you've seen so far, because the Eagles did lose yesterday.
Based on what I've seen, they have to be. I mean, They like you said, they look like an absolute juggernaut. San Francisco looked dreadful on Sunday.
Yep.
And I don't care that CMC's out. That doesn't matter. They looked awful. Um, the Eagles, they're still I think they're still finding their way with Barkley. I don't know. But yeah, I think the Saints are, um, at this point in time, they've got to be, if they're not the best, they're in the top two or three for sure
Yeah.
at this point in time, in my opinion.
Yeah, they look great to me. Based on the stats and stuff and highlights I've seen, I haven't actually watched them. I would like to maybe try to catch some of their game that maybe this coming week.
We had the Cowboys game on, and it was,
Oh, you did?
yeah, it was impressive.
Oh, that's right.
Wow.
Because they played the same. They played the same time frame as Ravens, and I watched the Ravens game. That's what it was.
Yeah. We had it on the four box, and it was quite impressive to watch them.
So and actually, speaking of the best team in the NFC, this week the Saints and the Eagles play. The Eagles go to the Saints.
Yeah,
So
I saw
this will
that.
kind of be a statement game for the Saints if
Mhm.
they can go in there and they can punch the Eagles in the mouth like they did the Cowboys.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is a true testament right there because the Eagles have been great the past couple of seasons. It'll be a tough matchup. I think it'll be a good game to watch.
I do too. I do too. Love it on
Right now the line is
2.5, or it was.
this says 2, but yeah, 2.5.
Yeah.
If you're betting that game, if you had to bet right now, what are you putting money on?
If I had to bet right now, I'd probably put it on the over.
What is the over? Over's
I don't know.
49.5. 49.5. 49.5. Yeah, 49.5. Yeah.
I'd probably do the over, honestly, because I mean,
Yeah.
I just 2.5 is one of those where it could go either way, kind of obviously. So root for points.
Yeah, I mean,
but if I was just gonna do it, I would probably at this point go Saints minus 2.5 because they're at home, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I would. To me, I'd probably tease that one since Eagles are getting plus 2.5. Or no, wait, I'm sorry. Eagles. Oh yeah, plus 2.5. So it actually opened with Eagles minus 2.5. Now they are plus 2.5. I don't know when it opened, but it's saying here, it opened at minus 2.5 for the Eagles. But yeah, at this point in time, I would just tease it 6 points. Eagles plus 8.5.
yeah,
You're gonna tease the total down to 41.5. That's probably hitting, right?
I would think I've actually got. I mean, we'll talk about it later, but I have the Eagles teased in a teaser. So yeah, that would be fine. Yeah.
All right, let's get into our weekly top 5 rankings this week. What it's shaken up quite a bit from last week.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get into my rankings, but go ahead. You start us off with your number 5.
Number 5, I'm gonna give some love. I'm gonna go with the Vikings. Based off what I've seen the first 2 weeks, they thoroughly dominated San Francisco. We had that game on as well, and Minnesota legitimately could have been up 3 scores going into the fourth quarter. I mean, it was close to just being an absolute rout. So I liked what I saw from them. Number 4, I've got the Bills. They destroyed Miami, but at the same time, Tua goes out, so they were pretty dominant in that game up until that point, but kind of hard to judge them when Tua is not in there for the remaining of the game. So, but I do think they're a top 5 team, so I'm gonna go them. Number 3, I've got the Chiefs. I had them 1 last week. I've dropped them down to 3 this week. They have not looked good, in my opinion, the first 2 weeks. They could very easily be 0-2 instead of 2-0. Kelsey has not been productive. I don't know if that's by plan or if it's because he's just not feeling it right now. But I mean, I'm not concerned. But at this point,
how many targets did he get Sunday?
5. Yeah. Number 2, I've got the Bucks. I'm riding with the Bucks. They have looked great. Baker went into Detroit and took one there. I don't think many people saw that, but they look great. Mike Evans is so underappreciated for what he does, and they got good weapons. And yeah, I've got the Bucks sitting at number 2 right now, and then my number 1 team, Saints. After 2 weeks, what they've done, they throttled the Cowboys. They looked really good doing it. I don't think it's a fluke. I think they've got a lot of talent, and Derek Carr is playing probably some of the best football he's played. So I've got them sitting at number 1 after week 2.
So believe it or not, we have the same 5 teams in the rankings. However,
Really?
they are not ranked the same.
Okay.
Um, so my number 5 team is the Vikings as well. I have the Vikings there. Just they when you go in there and you knock off the Niners, you're 2-0. I think it's well deserved. Darnold is playing great football. I mean, I honestly thought by Darnold being with the Niners that maybe they would have a way to scheme to
Figure them out.
yeah,
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, and they didn't do that. So kudos to the Vikings. I have the Bucks at number 4. I had them at number 5, tied for 5 last week. So I contemplated moving them up a little higher, but I'm still not 100% sure. But I do got them number 4 this
You
week.
just hate Baker.
I do. I hate him, but like I said, now that now that he's in Tampa, like he's not a cocky little jerk off anymore.
Right.
Like he shuts his mouth and he's playing football.
Yep.
So I'm
I
coming
agree.
around to him a little bit. So
Yeah.
you
I
know,
just can't agree.
so yeah, Bucks are 4. I have the Bills at number 3. I had them tied at 5 last week as well. I wanted to go higher on them so bad, but I couldn't do it. Bills are number 3. My number 2 team is the Saints. They shot up out of nowhere because I didn't believe
Yeah.
their week one prowess. But I do have them at with them being the best scoring to offense in the league right now, and how good Carr looks and Kamara and him worked well together. They got them number 2, and as I wanted to move the Chiefs down so bad, but when my number 2, 3, 4 teams from last week's rankings all lose, they can't real. I just didn't see. I couldn't bring up the Saints out of nowhere to take the number 1 spot. I just couldn't. I couldn't do it. And the Bills I had at the 5th spot. I couldn't see them jumping up into 1. And as much as it pains me to say it is, yes, those games could have gone either way. Yes, they don't look either good, but you know what? They won. Bottom
No, I
line
agree.
is they won. However, Pacheco being out for the next 6 to 8 weeks,
Gonna be tough.
it definitely weakens them quite a bit. But either way, like gosh, I freaking hated putting them number 1, but that's where they're at. Who do they play this week?
Falcons Sunday Night Football.
Oh yeah, they play the Falcons. So that should be an interesting game because now the Falcons got that win. Is it at Falcons?
Yeah.
They're at the Falcons. That'll be something to watch. Pacheco's out.
Yep.
That'll be interesting. So yeah, so I got Chiefs, Saints, Bills, Bucks, and Vikings for my top 5 this week. Let's see how it plays out week 3, and we'll check these rankings next week.
Reevaluate.
But all right, so let's get into Thursday's game. Week 3 is here. Pats and Jets. Pats at Jets. The Jets are -6.5. The over under is at 38.5. What are you liking in this game?
I don't know. I don't know what to. Patriots defense has looked pretty good. And so I don't really know. I don't know. I'm so torn. I may just try to tease the Patriots and tease the over or tease the under, I mean, way up, and just kind of relax. The game really kind of stinks. Because I mean, I don't know if the Jets have turned the corner. I mean, they still didn't look great. I mean, the Titans are awful. so I don't really know what the Jets are yet. You know what I mean? Like it's and the Patriots, yeah, they beat the Bengals, but their defense looks good. But I mean, Jacoby Brissett, I don't know. It's just stink. The game kind of. I mean, I'm gonna watch it because that's what we do, but
Yeah, it's Thursday. Yeah.
um, I don't know. I'll probably end up just doing a small tease the I'll te probably tease the I don't know. I might end up teasing the Jets down just to win and then tease the under up to 44. I don't see many points being scored, but
No, it's a Thursday night game, and right now,
yeah,
Jets offense looks out of sorts. I guess
they do. It's just
I
it's
you
weird.
don't trust the Patriots offense, so yeah,
No.
it seems like a teaser game as well. Tease the Patriots to 12 and a half, and then they go the under at 44 and a half. So it's probably the way to go with that one.
Yeah. I
Uh, I
think
don't even I don't even think it's worth any same game parlay props. To be honest with you,
no, other
I
than like
mean,
Brees Hall scoring, but he's probably going to be
yeah,
minus 200 or something, but
yeah, his combined rushing and receiving is probably going to be 100, so that might be something
yeah.
decent to bet. I don't know. Yeah, it's one of those Thursday night games you look at it and be like, man,
Yeah,
can Sunday get here faster?
exactly. Exactly.
All right, let's move on. Let's get into our Circa standings right here. Circa million, number 6.
Not too bad.
Um, so let's as of right now, dog awful betting, that is us, that's who you're watching. We are tied at when I looked at the standings, we are tied for 506 place with 6 points total.
I'll
Right now, there is 8 teams tied at first with 9 points. So last week, week 2, I took the Chargers at -6. Seffi took Steelers at -2.5, and Puff right there took the Bucks +7. Those were our winners. Jimmy took the Colts -2.5 for a loss. Jarby took the Jags -3.5 for a -3 for a loss. But all in all, I say it all the time. Uh, Average 3 wins a week, and we'll be in the thick of things. All it all
absolutely.
it all it takes is stay within striking distance. Have 1 or 2 weeks where you can get 4 or 5 wins, and we'll be right there and potentially get a quarter. Win one for the quarter.
That'd be awesome.
It's gonna be hard. It's hard to for the season long, but we'll see where we're at. Like I said, we're within striking distance. I hope. Like I said, if we just win 3 games, I think we'll be right there
Be
by the end
close.
of it. Yeah.
Be close.
I'm hoping we do better than last year. What was our total last year? You remember?
I think we were like 500. Like
Oh, I'll look it up real quick.
I can't remember 100%, but uh I want to say we were like 500. I mean, it was close to like that. Can't remember.
And then we have see, last year we were 42, 37, and 5. We had
So
45.5 points. Our best quarter last year, we had 14 points. It's quarter number 2. We were 14 and 11. So
hard. It's
yeah,
hard.
yeah. So last year after 2 weeks, we had 6 points as well. We went 5-0 the first week, and then 1-3-1 in the second week. So actually no, last year we had 6.5 points because we had the
Oh,
tie.
okay. Okay.
So technically, last year we were. Now here's the thing. Actually, look, first 3 weeks last year, we had a total of 9.5 points after 3 weeks. That's pretty decent. But then
Yeah, that's really
our week 4, we went 0
oh
and
and
5.
5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's. But you know what? We only had one week where we didn't win any games. That was week 4 last year. Every other week we won at least one game. We finished strong. Quarter number 4 last year, 2 wins, 2 wins, 3 wins, 3 wins. So that's not terrible.
Not bad.
But yeah. Anyway, so let's get our last man standing. There was 3 of us left. Seffi took the Chiefs -5.5. That didn't work out. He lost. that entry. Jimmy took the Texans -6.5. That one didn't work out. He lost that entry as well. The only winner was Parlay Puffin right there. He took the Commanders -1.5, which was actually really close. But hey, it worked out. We got the win on that one.
Yeah.
So
was
this
tough.
week, what are you leaning this week for your last man standing pick? Have you looked
Well,
at it yet?
I did. I want so badly to take the Raiders, but I don't know what Andy Dalton's going to bring. It just scares me a little bit. I know the Panthers are terrible, but it just scares me a little bit to do that. I am actually looking. I had it down somewhere. Where was it? Let me find it real quick. I am leaning. I know you're going to think it's crazy. I'm leaning Bucks -6.5 is what mine shows.
Against the
Kind of
Broncos?
at home against the Broncos. The Broncos are horrible. I Bo Nix has not impressed me at all. That's one of them. The other one that I like, I like the Colts -1.5. The Bears have shown me nothing to believe that they can beat the Colts. I think the Colts have more talent. But I mean, we'll see. I thought they were going to smoke the Packers, and they ended up laying an egg. But I want to see what the lines come out at when they release them for that. But I want to ride that Bucks train until it bucks me. I mean, they look good, and like I said, Denver just looks terrible. The other one that I have been thinking on, I'm still wavering. I want to have you guys weigh in on it. Is Miami has to go to Seattle, and Skylar Thompson playing in Seattle. I don't know how productive he's going to be up there.
I mean, just looking at this because I got to make a Circa pick too. I haven't really dove into anything yet. I actually like the Bills -5.5 versus the Jags because the Jags haven't looked all that
that's not
impressive
bad.
either.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad.
I actually I think that's probably the safer play. And actually, Monday there's 2 Monday night games. That's kind of
There
nice.
are, and I don't know why. It's kind of cool, but
I like it, but I don't because then once the second game starts, then you got 2 games going on simultaneously. I think that's so stupid.
yeah, but if you have YouTube TV, just throw them on at the same time.
Well, how are they being streamed? That's the question. Are they both on ESPN?
Well, they're going to be probably one will be on ABC probably, and the other will be they will have both of them on multi-view. I'll guarantee it.
Well, I mean, I got YouTube TV, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. So,
ESPN and okay, so yeah, it'll be on there. Yeah. But either way, I don't like multi-view. I have a 75-inch TV. I want to watch the game on one big TV.
Well, no, I get it. I know. I get it. The other one that is also kind of intriguing is the Browns. Giants go to the Browns.
Giants go to the Browns. Like who do you like?
Browns.
No.
Giants are terrible.
I mean, they played better week 2.
Yeah, but
they won, right? Didn't they win?
No, the Commanders beat them.
Oh yeah. Well, they played better. My point. And
yeah, but
Browns, I don't think that Browns defense is as tough as it was last year.
Yeah, but the Giants are all world better.
I don't know. You're 6.5 points. Ooh, I don't know if I trust that one. I think the Texans and Vikings game is going to be a good game.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, man. Good podcast. We are out of time, and let's have a good week number 3.
Yes, sir. Thanks for watching. See you guys.